What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan and the End. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rychel. Being joined with me, my faithful companion, Mr. Ben Troupe. How are we feeling today, Ben?
Listen, I'm feeling like Howard Roseman right now. I mean, the unpaid version, though. Just watching all these transactions happen. You know, I think Darren Orlovsky was on a plane with, I don't know why he's on a plane with Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter is a small dude. Either that seat was real small or Adam Schefter got bigger. I'm like, why you look all tight up in that seat? They can't get that man a first-class seat. Maybe that man's frugal. But, man, it's a pleasure to be on with you, sir, man. Let's get to it. It's a lot to get to when you talk about these transactions that's coming in hot.
Yeah, it is. You know, we got a lot to talk about as far as the NFL offseason has kicked off. March Madness is coming a little bit early for us sports fans, but before I get into that, as always, every episode is brought to you by Fight Wax. Fight Wax is the ultimate skin defense for all active lifestyles. It helps treat cuts, swelling, and scrapes and abrasions, rejuvenates and restores stressed skin. Customers have used for soreness, stiffness, recovery, designed for athletes of all active lifestyles. Provides ultra silky, non-greasy feel, deep hydration, everyday skin care, helps fight dry skin. Customers have used for eczema, psoriasis, and other skin disorders. Make sure you are checking it out. The Fight Wax soap is here. The Pet Shield is here. Got my hoodie the other day. I'm sure your guys' stuff should be here.
I'm not saying my hoodie hasn't arrived. I'm saying there's too many people in my house that be touching my stuff. So I'm going to be checking because I don't get a lot of packages at my house. My wife gets a lot. So she's just used to, there go Amazon, there go UPS, there go FedEx, there go the Postal Service, So I'm not saying that mine ain't came, Stephen, but I'm going to have to check people's – people got multiple clauses in my house. So maybe I need to go through to say, hey. Does that say Fight Wax on it? Yeah. Is that yours? Oh, well, you usually let me wear it. No, that is mine.
Just check the tracking, make sure.
No. I think. Listen. I think this is gonna be the first time I get to go to my wife and say, "You see this? This has my name on it." Oh, well, I thought she's gonna say, "Well, I thought it was something that you sent to me." I did not. That did not come from me. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to rocking my.
Yeah, we got the hoodie, and he did let me know the actual product of some of the Fight Wax is coming in the coming weeks. They just put a new order together. And speaking of orders, when you do place your order for Fight Wax, go hit that code South15FW when placing your order. Show our sponsor some love. Show us some love. Even if you don't want to get the Fight Wax, go get some merch. Show them some love. Rock out.
I had to go dig through some of the memorabilia. Steven.
Oh yeah, for Lincoln.
I done found one. I found a nice little jersey, and I don't know whose it is, but it's about to be gone. So it's about to be out of there. That'll be all right. Listen, if I got to dig through stuff, pull back cobwebs and spider webs, they ain't missing it. They ain't missing it.
Well, if Lincoln is tuning in, Ben's got you taken care of.
I got you, Lincoln. I got you.
We're gonna show it. But speaking of taking care of, man, this has probably been the biggest story in football, at least in the last few years, as far as when you have trades. I mean, you always get it at some situations or buyer's remorse. Something isn't going to work this way, that way, whatever. But what just happened to Maxx Crosby is absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, the big news was last week that he had been traded from Las Vegas for 2 first-round picks. And, the real simple statement yesterday when it came back out is from the Raiders, Baltimore have backed out of our trade agreement for Maxx Crosby. We have no further comment at the time. So for anyone who's been living under a rock, you've been dealing with family stuff, whatever, you haven't really seen what happened. The Baltimore Ravens medical staff or, whoever they had looking at him for his physical failed him. My thing is, like, we were just talking about it before we got on air. Like, he's 8-9 weeks removed from knee surgery. Who was going to clear him? Who was going to clear him? Nobody's going to clear him. He's not going to pass his physical at that time. If this was the case, then you guys should have had like a gentleman's agreement that this was going to be the trade, and that maybe you didn't do this year's picks. You did you kind of pushed it back to next year's pick and the following year pick, and then wait till he got a little bit further along in his rehab process before you begin the trade. But doing it this way, I mean. It's messed up for Maxx Crosby. That first
it is.
The Las Vegas Raiders went on a spending spree because of this, so you don't know how sending him back does
exactly. Yes,
them that way. And now, I think they did announce this morning that that Trey Hendrickson is officially now. Yes, they did. He's he's a Baltimore Raven, no longer a Cincinnati Bengal. I mean, I'm going to ask your opinion on this first, because I'm trying to be nice about this. I really am.
Don't be nice. Don't be nice, Steven. This is weird. Okay, now the NFL does a really, really good job of when they break news, because they want to, because they're always trying to get their news out. They're dealing with baseball, basketball, college basketball, men and women's. When this news broke, it broke the internet. I was like, what? I said, they're going to send him to the Ravens? So this was huge news. Mm-hmm. But what this also shows is that when a player gets traded, we just assume that they're healthy. You have to fly in, you have to take a physical. They got to make sure you pass these physicals. The people saying, well, like as you mentioned, Steven, he's 9 weeks removed. The Ravens knew this. The Ravens knew, right, that he was 9 weeks removed from surgery. I don't know about you, but when you have major surgery, 9 weeks from it, you starting to kind of get back to yourself, but you're not.
Got off of crutches last week. He just got off of crutches last week.
What makes this whole thing weird is you're disrespecting one of the best players in football. If you are, but the best thing you said was, if you are the Raiders, where you gonna get all this money from now? Because if this money finna hit the books again, because what you were gonna get 2 first-round picks, and that money was coming off the books. Well, that money's back, and now you just signed a boatload of players. So I don't know how much that's gonna hurt. But the biggest insult to injury is you go out there and sign Trey Hendrickson. Nothing against Trey Hendrickson. This has nothing to do with him. Trey Hendrickson is your second. He's not your ace in the hole. He's the guy. I mean, he's the fill-in. You wanted to marry Maxx Crosby. Some kind of way the wedding didn't happen. Hey man, we got Trey.
He's the guy you bring in after your closer gets knocked out of a game.
Exactly. And look, Trey Hendrickson, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 35 sacks in 2 years, but didn't. And the crazy part about, name a time that a player of that caliber has that type of production and they don't want to re-sign him for Cincinnati. It's something up with Trey Hendrickson.
We already knew what's going on with Cincinnati. We already knew that.
Yeah. Cincinnati in 1 year, they didn't want to pay their first-round rookie. They didn't want to pay Trey Hendrickson. They got rid of their top linebacker, their top tackler. It's weird. They got their veterans coming in. You got to take. Listen, we want to bring you in, but you got to get your own flight. You got to get your own hotel, and we give you 2 tickets. That's probably in the cheap seats. It ain't even good seats. Anyway, the NFL is nuts, and what makes it nuts is free agency is nuts, but this Maxx Crosby situation is nuts because this is all on the Ravens, because you knew. You got a player like that and you ain't done your research to fly him in. Now he's going to go back to Vegas because they had a picture of him on his Instagram feed or TikTok. He got his feet up on a private jet, probably heading back to Vegas. He's definitely played with a chip on his shoulder. What makes the whole thing crazy is the Ravens trying to act like we didn't know. What? What, you think he got Adrian Peterson blood? I can tear my ACL and work for 2,000 yards. The following season, no, this man is still, he came into the facility probably with crutches on or took them off just to walk in like, hey, man, you ain't going to pass your physical. Yeah, I mean, I'm still recovering. Y'all didn't know that? Because his agent definitely told him, who the GM knew, And now, if you are Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, are you mad? You're like, I mean, I want to be mad. I want them 2 first-round picks, but if I get Maxx back because of the incompetency of and more is going to come out about it. I know the Ravens said they didn't have first comment. You're going to have to comment on something. This ain't just a player. This is a premier player. But for me, Steven, if you are a guy like Maxx Crosby, you say to yourself, okay, man, I would have loved to go to the Ravens, a winning franchise, Lamar Jackson, ownership, boom. But if I got to go back to the Raiders and finish what I started, so be it. I mean, we're going to see how they're going to have the GM of the Raiders going to have to call Howie Roseman because there's a lot of funny money. I don't know how we're going to work this money, but you're going to have to find a way to work this monopoly money, sir, or there's going to be a lot of people saying we'll give you your money in 2029. We can't give you we can't give it to you in 2026. So I don't know how they're gonna work it, but this whole situation was crazy. When I saw the news last night, I was like, the Raiders are not incompetent. It is the Ravens. That is who messed this up. It is not the Raiders. I got 2 first-round picks for a defensive player. I'll take that any day of the week if I'm the Raiders, because it's not like they're going from worst to first now. I know Fernando Mendoza going to be the number 1 overall pick. They're still going to be the Raiders.
I like a lot of the moves of Raiders.
I do. I like what they're doing. But if you are the Raiders, you go, look, man, we dust ourselves off. We find a way to make this thing work. We welcome because I don't think it's a lack of respect for Maxx Crosby. He understands.
I guess being a Cowboys fan in the house, here the Maxx Crosby news is basically say I owe my Cowboys an apology now.
Hey, I heard
you don't owe them an apology yet because they haven't really done anything this offseason yet. So you don't owe them an apology yet. The other side of it. They can still wind up with him after everything's said and done. I think that at this point in time, you're gonna see. I think he's going to be traded again. He's going to go somewhere. And I wouldn't
it better not be the Eagles. Let me take. It better not. Howie Roseman is sitting back and going. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say it right now. Now, let's throw out the scenario since it's out there. Steven, would you be able to handle Jalen Carter becoming a Raider to get a Maxx Crosby? Because it's gonna take a player like that to get it.
Listen. I was hearing on the reports. If anything, it would make more sense to get rid of your boy, get rid of Nolan Smith, package him up with some picks, and send him there. They're not getting rid of Jalen Carter. That's the other thing that we're gonna have to get into here in a second because that's been the kind of the news going around town. But look, he's still got 1 more year on his rookie deal, right? He has a 5th-year option.
Yep.
And listen, we have him for 2 years. The only reason you trade him now is if you honestly believe you either don't have the cap space or he doesn't want to re-sign here. Is the only reason why you even entertain a potential trade with Jalen Carter. I don't think if the Eagles are making an offer for Maxx Crosby that Jalen Carter is involved. It would make more sense to me what we were talking about before, and maybe the fact that you get an AJ Brown involved, who's a little disgruntled, and something like that.
I mean, y'all got some. That's the thing, though. Howie Roseman knows how to play the game. Like he understands how to really maneuver out here in these crazy waters. Because, like you mentioned, Jalen Carter is one, AJ Brown is another one. Because that means they're gonna want more. They're gonna want a player for a player and a draft pick, and then for Howie, he'll say, "Well, look, I mean, we'll give you AJ in a second. We don't give you AJ in 2 for because you're getting, in a sense, and we're being honest, AJ at his position is just as impactful or more than Maxx Crosby is at his. They're the same caliber of player for their position. And they instantly make that side of the ball better. Instantly. Yeah. So, I mean, I think y'all are the wild card because Howie Roseman is the only GM I can trust because he's not going to F this up. Be like, look, man, my reputation, it doesn't matter what I've done. People judging me off every single
I don't think we're in on the Maxx Crosby, though we do need an edge, especially as Jalen Phillips signed a ridiculous contract.
I didn't see him signing that.
For Carolina.
I saw him signing. Carolina either knows something I don't, because I'm like, you gave him what? I mean, now
$80 million guaranteed, $120 million over 4 years. That's
you know who I think got him paid? I think Coach Fangio got him paid. Here's why: these GMs reach out to these D coordinators and say, "Man, he nice, man. Like, he got over here late, but for what he brings, could he be a number one pass rusher? Yeah, because rookie year, like 8.5 sacks, 7.5 sacks, and started dealing with so he can get to the pass, he can get to the quarterback, but for $80 million, you got to $80 million guaranteed. Oh yeah, but they pairing him with Derrick Brown, another top tier interior D lineman, Jalen Carter-esque type player. But $80 million, man. All right. Well, he's the big money guy. They spent the money on.
Listen, I just said it this way: if he wants to go after his bag, he wants to go after his bag. Now we officially know it was all about the money, because and being traded to Philadelphia was him auditioning for said money. And listen, ain't no hate over here. Like we still got guys that get after the ball.
Jalen got over there halfway in the season. Y'all ain't gonna him. Like, he became a part of the plan. He wasn't a part of the initial plan.
Yeah.
Howard was like, we ain't tripping about that.
Yep. And speaking of crazy trades, how surprised were you to hear this? So obviously we knew Buffalo needs big play threat, right? They hear that DJ Moore has once again been traded, and that he was leaving the Windy City and going up to Bills Mafia. How surprised were you to hear that transaction last week?
I was surprised because of who it was. I knew they had to get a big play guy. Here's the thing about DJ Moore. DJ Moore has dealt with 2 number 1 overall picks. He had Cam, right? Then he had Caleb. Now he gets to go over there with Josh Allen. Either the Chicago Bears really, really respect DJ Moore and they giving him a chance to go out there and get him chase a super duper. But he's had this is gonna be his second regular season MVP that he got a chance to play with. Cam had already won it by the time I think he played with him. I think. DJ Moore is a quality receiver, and if you are the Buffalo Bills, you're not kidding yourself at this point. You're saying to yourself, look, we were good when we didn't have a number 1. We were really good when we did. We had a Stephon Diggs, and we had a guy that could take the top off, help other. Mac Hollins ain't it. I'm sorry, Dad.
He wasn't it when he was here in Philadelphia.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, is Mac Hollins a good teammate? Yes. Is he great for a locker room? Yes. Does he hate shoes? Absolutely. But it's not like he's going. He doesn't. When Mac Hollins run out as your number 1 receiver, your defensive coordinator like, dude, we can't find a way to make them one-dimensional, and they're done. So happy for DJ Moore. They're addressing Keon Coleman is either going to benefit from a DJ Moore or he won't.
I still think they wound up bringing Cooks back too.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
They bring Cooks back, but I think the reason this trade was facilitated is the Bears were absolutely in love with their guys beneath him. That they really thought that regardless that they could go forward without him and get something back. So they got a pick. I think you can wind up seeing the Bears trade up to kind of get somebody they want with that pick. Like, I could see them using that to getting using their 1 to kind of get them into a position to get them another difference maker potentially on defense, because obviously Chauncey Gardner-Johnson ain't coming back. I think the Bears, Lions, and Packers are still going to be fighting like cats and dogs for playoff spots and division titles for the.
I mean, I want to say Pacheco went to the freaking Lions.
Yeah, Pacheco went to the Lions because what's his face just went to
Kenneth Walker. Walker went to the
David, what is it? What was the
David Montgomery.
Yeah, David Montgomery. He's now Texan. He's now Texan.
Yeah. Look, positioning is everything in football. It's everything in any sport. But sometimes what makes free agency so intriguing to me is this is the greatest chess match, really. The draft is one thing. The draft is the final pieces. This is what we didn't do in free agency. These are slated to start. Hey, you leaving your city to come over here to start. I'm not giving you $80 million to figure it out, Jalen Phillips. No. You're the starter right now. When you get off the plane, we throwing the playbook in your face. But when you are
he ain't getting rotation spells like he got here in Philadelphia. You're gonna be out there 40 to 60 plays.
First team defense, Jalen. Oh, you better no. You are Jalen Phillips. If this was the Eagles, we saying Jalen Carter. No, you are the Jalen here now. Get your behind out here. And we need top. You getting paid like a top 5, top 10 defensive end / outside linebacker. I need that type of production, man. And I'm not paying you to look okayish. I'm paying you to be elite. And we'll see. Everybody wants the money. Not everybody can handle the pressure. That's why, we love watching these things unfold. But I think breaking news. So I think Daniel Jones just agreed to like a 2-year extension with the Colts.
I know they offered him. I think it was like $100 million.
Yeah, they offered him Sam Darnold.
And he countered with like 150.
Yeah,
now, listen, we were all high on Indiana Jones last year. Let's be honest, but again, injuries.
I mean, hold on, but okay. See, we putting our GM hats on. We are the Colts, right? They just hired the common sense competition committee to come in. Daniel Jones wants an extension. How many years? He wants 4 years. Absolutely, he wants 4 years. Why? Well, I saw him in New York. I saw it. This is the same Daniel Jones that was running down the field that's going to score a touchdown and tripped on his own feet. He just tripped, just fell. Okay. The same that asked out of his contract with the Giants. He asked out of it. Brian DeBoer said, cool. He goes and he's a journeyman for a year. Then he gets to go to the Colts. Who am I paying? Am I paying the first half of the year, Daniel? Or am I paying the second half? Because we didn't make the playoffs, Daniel. So with Jonathan Taylor, with Warren, with Pierce, with Pittman, you got some players.
Not Pittman anymore. Not Pittman anymore. He's back.
Pierce got paid. Pierce got paid. Pierce got
$29 million a year. $29 million.
And he had like 47 catches, like right up like 1,000 or something yards and like 6 touchdowns. That got you that? Look, I'm not mad. I'm never mad at a player for getting what you.
Yeah, like I said, because we already know your contracts ain't guaranteed.
Oh no. Well, here's the thing. You notice that a lot of these contracts now be 3 years, 4 years. So the 3-year contract is essentially a 2. The 4-year contract is essentially a 3, and they're going to try to restructure it. The only players that play their whole contract are kickers, punters, long snappers, and quarterbacks. Everybody else, they're saying, hey, man, we've already given you that upfront money. Now, I know we might get to him. The greatest bank robber in football played for the Falcons. 2 years ago, it was Kirk Cousins. Now it's Tua. I think the Dolphins owe Tua like 50.
I knew we were going to get down to Atlanta. Atlanta.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I knew.
I gotta bring it up. Brother. So imagine this, right? We just go in this. Imagine breaking the bank, paying Kirk Cousins, obviously, drafting Penix 8th overall, benching Kirk Cousins for Penix, then having to go back to Cousins just so you can sign Tua. All the while your first round draft pick is gone because you traded up to get Michael Pierce Jr., who's very well likely going to prison. Oh wait, a franchise actually did that. That's your Atlanta Falcons. That is a timeline is what has transpired over the last year for your Atlanta Falcons. You gotta tell me what's going on, brother. I mean, the only bright spot is you stole Jahan Dotson from us.
Yeah, and we appreciate that too. And we had to. I will say this. Steven, you've been a Philadelphia Eagles fan, Philadelphia pro sports fans your whole life. You saw the dark days. And then here come Andy Reid. Light. I'm talking about light. Donovan McNabb. Brian Dawkins, Javon Curse, Asante Samuels. You name them, right? And then here come Chip Kelly. Now, whoa! That's like a dark moment. But here come this Doug Peterson guy. Super duper bowls, right? Nick Foles, super duper bowls. Carson Wentz, boom, 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 boom. Ajayi, you got a guy, first name and last name, the same thing. That's crazy, but that's his name. I ain't got a problem. And then here come Nick Sirianni, right? And y'all still doing it. If the Falcons, let me tell you that in reverse. Man, you talking about Dan Quinn. All right. Super duper bowl. Okay. Kyle Shanahan. Okay. Beating up on these Patriots. We finna do it. Can't cover nobody in the second half. Devonta Freeman, he gets blown up. There's a sack fumble. We can't cover Julian Edelman. James White scored the game with a And all I'm saying is, since then, Arthur Smith, daddy, on FedEx. He need to be delivering packages. He should not have been the head coach. Love Raheem Morris. But Raheem Morris, more of a motivational speaker than a freaking head coach right now. What the Falcons do Falcons things. This goes back 3 years ago. All the free agent quarterbacks, you want Kirk Cousins. Why? Why do you want Kirk? I don't get it. He was throwing to Jordan Addison, TJ Hockenson, Justin. I can throw to them. Now, I'm not going to throw for 4,000 yards, but I can throw to them. Those guys, those bums. So he comes over to Atlanta, plays the Tampa Bay Bucks, 9 touchdown passes, no interception. Don't make the playoffs. Why? Because Kirk Cousins is the 2026 version, and I'm going to keep, of Ryan Fitzpatrick. They really, really good when they really, really good, but they are awful when they are awful. Now, Kirk Cousins should have been gone after the 2025 season. I mean, the 2024 season. That should have been it. No. Because we paying him so much money, we got to bring him back. Well, Michael Penix is going to Michael Penix. Michael Penix is 10-man walking down the yellow brick road with Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. That's who he is. That is it.
Clip it.
You know, he looking, hey man, what you looking for? I'm looking for bones that work, that don't break, because they've been breaking since Indiana, and the only time I had a healthy season as a UW. Okay, what happened when you finally start again? Get hurt again. Knees again. His knees got, unless, listen, they're going to have to come up with some type of bionic knee, because his knees, he ain't got no cartilage in there. He ain't got no bones in there. Every time he walk through security, and TSA, it's just going off. Hey, man, that's my knees, bro. So I knew we're going to get to it, though, for this reason, Steven. Okay, they got to make a splash, trade. So you go get Tua. And I don't got to pay Tua all that money. But now you got Tua, you got Michael Penix, I guess. And you're trying to see if one of them going to – so you don't really have a guy. You have 2 guys that you hope work out. And for me, I don't like going into a season like that. Now, you do got a lot of weapons. You talk about Dobbs, you talk about Drake London, you talk about Kyle Pitts, you talk about Bijan Robinson. You got guys. The problem is, I don't know how healthy Tua is either. Everybody wants to talk about the concussions. Yeah.
He didn't get one last season.
He didn't. If Tua, and I could be wrong. I'm going to tell you why they really got Tua. You know, this is crazy. Michael Penix is left-handed. Tua is left-handed. I don't know if that was a factor in it. Tua is going to go somewhere. He's an Atlanta Falcon. I got to rock with him because he's a Falcon. When I told my mom, I said, Mom, Falcon just got Tua. The first thing she said, why would they do that? That's the first thing. Why would they do that? It's the Falcon. This is the same Falcons. This is the same Atlanta pro organizations that drafted Luka Doncic to the Hawks, and they traded him for Trae Young. Wait a minute, but the Hawks just traded Trae Young. Exactly. They traded for Trae Young, and then they trade Trae Young, right? The Hawks, the only team I can trust in Atlanta is the Braves and maybe Atlanta United. I'm not a big soccer fan, by the way. I know Atlanta United don't won the World Cup. Boom, boom. I'm just saying I can trust the Braves because I've been a Braves fan a long time. Can't trust the Falcons because our president is Matt Ryan. For what? Like, I love it. Why? Why is Matt Ryan the president? Why is Kevin Stefanski the head coach? That's what bothers me the most. Kevin Stefanski is about as tone deaf get. He's the head coach of the Falcons. Matt Ryan has been in TV for 2 years. Now he's the president of the Falcons.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Matt Ryan's taking the John Lynch approach.
Yeah.
And now Lynch hasn't gotten the Super Bowl, but they've been very successful under his tenure. I mean, granted, their Super Bowl winning drought is about as long as the Cowboys at this point in time, but they've been to the dance more times since then, so I can't take that away from them. But if that trend holds, hopefully, within the next few seasons, you guys start trending, out of the ditch you guys dug yourself into.
Yeah, but see that the Falcons are in the NFC South. You know what? And Steven, did you know last year for the NFC South there was a 3-way tie? Number one, number two, number 3, all went 8-9. Who won the division? The freaking Panthers. Why? Because the Falcons can't beat the Panthers. The Panthers can't beat the Saints, and the Bucks can't beat the Falcons. That is the division. That is the whole division right there. And that's why Raheem Morris they told Raheem Morris, so if you win the game, basically it's how it went. Week 18. If the Falcons beat the Saints, the Panthers get in. If the Saints beat the Falcons, the Bucks get in. Right? Falcons beat the Saints barely. The Panthers get in. So Raheem Morris is gone. He's not a defensive coordinator, of the 49ers. And that's a consolation prize, people, by the way. If you go from a coordinator to a head coach, the worst you're going to be is a coordinator. You're not going to go back to like a position coach. You'll be a coordinator, offense or defense, which I ain't mad at him. But I think for the Falcons aren't like the Eagles, man. The Eagles make common sense, organizational, like.
Well, here's the thing. Like, we talked about this. Because how you paid your guys on offense, that the defense was eventually going to have to take hits. You know what I mean? So, I think the interesting thing is how things have played out. Obviously, the Eagles still, I think they're somewhere in the teens as far as their cap space. So I don't think you're going to get a big splash, but don't be surprised if some moves are made. I do think there's a chance Dallas Goedert comes back because the other guys left.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance, but I still don't think that's a guarantee because you look at how the market's gone. Tight ends got paid the last few days. The tight ends got paid. So, and out of all those tight ends, none of them are in the conversation where Dallas Goedert is.
No, not to me. I know the guys are still out there.
You guys, you tagged your boy down there. So
yeah. So they're gonna try to get something done with Kyle Pitts, but I do agree with David Njoku and Chick Woj.
And David's still out there. I wouldn't be surprised either if the Eagles don't sign Dallas Goedert to somebody like David, or even run it back with giving Zach Ertz his final year here in Philadelphia, giving him a chance to set a few of those receiving records that he's very, very close to.
Really?
So I mean,
it's going to really decide how his need.
It's going to be interesting to see how some more of these moves kind of play out over the coming weeks. And we still got a lot more moves to go to. I don't know if you noticed this, right? Obviously we've been making fun of the Dolphins, right? You realize they've officially become the Packers South, right? They're the Packers South. Wow. Malik Willis is now their starting quarterback, right? You get in Green Bay, Jeff Haley was the defensive coordinator. He's now the head coach. John Eric Sullivan was the VP of player personnel. He's now the GM. The Miami Dolphins are officially the Green Bay Packers South. You can't tell me anything otherwise right now.
They better hope they have Green Bay type results. I mean, they're trying to take the Green Bay. Here's the thing, though. Okay, Malik Willis played behind Jordan Love. He ain't Jordan Love. And we're going to see.
That's a mistake. I do. I think that's a mistake. They
are reaching
into that contract.
They are reaching. They're reaching for this reason. Now, Malik Willis coming out of Liberty, got drafted second round of my Titans, went to a real bad situation behind Will Levis. Never really gave him a real shot. Made up all the. I don't like when they say the reason why a bad franchise is bad because they drafted the wrong quarterback. No, the franchise is bad before that quarterback got there. That quarterback proves how bad the franchise is after they get there. But Malik Willis goes over, wasn't really wanted with the Titans, gets traded to Green Bay. His first start was against who? The Titans. Who won that game? The freaking Packers won. He come to Tennessee and beat them, which means I think the Dolphins have a lot of problems, a lot. No Jalen Phillips, no Bradley Chubb, no Tyreek Hill. They got no Mike McDaniels. It's a huge turnover. They don't have an identity. When they had an identity, they was making the playoffs, getting beat in the first round because they got to go to a cold weather city. Now they're taking everybody in the front office with Green Bay. They get to come to nice weather down there in Miami. They got them Super Bowls when they walk into the facilities. People go, "Oh, dang, they won the Super Bowl here." Yeah, because none of those players have ever seen it. Like, wait. They went undefeated in 72? Yes. You were nowhere to be found, nowhere to be heard of. No. So, yes, back when it was black and white screens, you know what I'm saying? And the national anthem used to get sung before TV went off. That's when y'all was winning. I'm just saying, Malik Willis, I think, can be a serviceable quarterback, but you're going to have to get him some help. O-line, some more receivers in there, because I know for a fact Jalen Waddle don't want to be a Dolphin. He's going to be one. But he don't want to be one because everything he's known is gone. From the players, coaches, culture, whatever culture they was building. And, but if they got Green Bay success, they'll take it. But the problem is I need Green Bay culture to have Green Bay success. There is no culture down there, Miami. Yeah. I mean, Miami has a strip club problem. The players have come out and said it like, yeah, man. I mean, what else are we going to do? We ain't win no games.
Wait. I thought that was an Atlanta problem. Oh, wait, they canceled that. I forgot. We were talking about that last week. They canceled that.
Okay. So the cooler heads, listen, the cooler heads did prevail in the Atlanta strip because they was like, dude, I know you guys might not care about this, but there's this little word called legacy. What does that mean? That means that's what people are going to remember you for. Really? Yeah. Like, yes. Yeah. But I did a whole bunch of other stuff. Doesn't matter everything else you did. If you bring the strip club, whatever we trying to do here in Atlanta, on your watch, you're going to have to get another job one day. They're not going to hire you. That's not going to work. So, yeah. But Malik Willis, I am rooting for him.
Yeah.
But I just think that we finna see just how crazy things are in Miami because they got a whole new – and I want to know how many years they're going to get Malik Willis a chance to help them get the culture to whatever culture
guarantee they have. It's going to be 2 years. It'll be 2 years.
Yeah. So
if he's lucky, 2 years.
Yeah, I'm about to say
that all the time. Half the time, coaches don't even get 2 years.
Well, that 2027 draft is going to be. They say it's supposed to be loaded with quarterbacks, and that ain't good for these. That ain't good for these guys that signed in the.
Well, I mean, we already know that some teams are preparing to go after that said draft class because I mean, look what the Jets are doing. They're retreading Geno Smith. You know, they actually traded to bring back Geno Smith. So we all know what's going on in New York. The tank is in. The tank is in. I know. Me and you talked about it before we came on air, right? That they did make some good moves on the other side of the ball on defense, right?
Yeah.
As we talked about, bringing in Micah Fitzpatrick, bringing in 3 other defensive linemen, bringing in another linebacker. So they were busy. They've been busy, right? And kudos to them to try to at least shore up that defense, but the offense still has a lot of questions on it. And then now you have a quarterback room with Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, and Geno Smith. It's the tag's in on the other side.
Geno Smith he's had a heck of a year. So this is the same Geno Smith that went online and was saying, listen, anything going wrong in your life, blame me. If your dogs don't want to eat the food and they pooped on your couch, blame me. If your car ain't working, blame me. And he was saying it sarcastically. I realized, we gonna blame you. And people really started coming to the stadium blaming him for stuff. I will say this about Geno Smith.
Didn't he get into it with Wendy's as well on social media?
Yeah. And the thing about, I said, dude, you probably going back and forth with an intern. I'm telling you, you're not going back and forth.
Well, I thought it was funny after that conversation. Wendy's sales has tanked. Y'all need to leave Geno Smith alone, man. Y'all need to leave Geno Smith alone.
Hey, man, Geno getting a chance to go back to the Jets is Sam Darnold in reverse. Hey man, Sam Darnold has thrived.
He's hoping that he has like Nick Foles like success, and it's just not going to happen. That's magic in a bottle that can't be recapped.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. The guy that's getting the short end of the stick with all this is Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn, like I got Tyrod Taylor.
I guarantee you, we're looking at. He's either going to be fired midseason or at the end of the season when they wind up with one of the top 3 picks and they go after a quarterback. I guarantee you they're trying to go after Arch.
Yeah, I mean, and rightfully so. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't. Here's the thing about these quarterbacks that I'm always have a problem with. For them, I come out of college. It used to be a time I come out of college and I wait about a year, at least a year, before you throw me to the wolves. I'm getting off the plane. I'm getting in a Uber Black. I'm getting out of the black SUV. And after all the fanfare and the preliminary press and first press conference, introduction press conference, I walk in the room with the OC and they say, "They're probably going to be the star of week 1." Really? Yeah. And what we're going to do is, no matter how you look, we're going to say you're making progress. No matter how it looks to the media or to the viewing public. But you guys went, we went 2-15 last year. Yeah. We don't have a lot going for us. But you are the spark. Here's the thing. I like Arch Manning. But Arch Manning, and I mean this respectfully, has a lot of his Uncle Eli in him. Arch Manning is a good player. He is not the player. He hasn't become the player. I said this before last season, Stephen. When you are going to be the number 1 pick, the same people, the first half of the season, talking trash, or the same people saying, man, but he showed some flashes. You know why they're doing that? Because they're saying he's going to be the number 1 pick when he comes out. What? He's going to be. How can he not? He is the grandson of Archie. His name is Arch. I mean, you arch your back. You don't name a child that. His name is Arch. Okay.
The McDonald's Arch. He was a McDonald's baby. I had to. It was there, brother. It was there.
Listen, Arch. When you get it, if you haven't already got an NIL or a sponsorship with McDonald's, just send the fan in the end some gift cards for like some of them fries and whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the Arch, since you've been around, now the milkshake machine don't work, but the McFlurry machine does. So, because I don't even know why McDonald's. I don't even know why McDonald's
McFlurry over the milkshake.
You ain't lying. I mean, listen. Just imagine though, Steven, you walk by somebody, you bump into it. What's that? That's a milk on the milkshake. That's a milkshake from McDonald's. Yeah. Really? Yeah, but that's an artifact. Where you find that at? You better take that to the Smithsonian.
Look, I really do hope the Jets kind of figure it out because listen, as an Eagles fan, I've been in those situations where we've been in the gutter, where we've seen these terrible seasons and things of that nature. And I don't know if Broadway Joe made a deal with the devil that they would just be absolutely terrible after they won that Super Bowl or not. Like, I don't know, but it sure as hell seems like it. Just like every time that something's going their way, just everything completely falls apart on there. Rex Ryan arguably should have won a Super Bowl with the defense that they had up there. That didn't materialize. I mean, there's just been bad luck after bad luck. So hopefully, at some point in time in the next few years, the ship is righted in at least for the Jets. The Giants can
Wait. Because I wanted Joe Namath is 82. Joe Namath is your most and he's the most famous Jet. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, without a doubt. You can't. There's nobody else you can think of.
I know you got Bill Parcells.
I mean, maybe Winkerbet.
But where's Joe Namath at? He's right there. That guy right there. Yeah, he's 82. What? Yeah, think about this. He'll be 83. 17 years from now, yeah, he'll be 100. The Jets don't have to. I think, okay, Aaron Glenn, former Jet, got drafted by him. I get it. I get what a coach, every assistant coach, every coordinator wants to be head coaches. When that opportunity arises, you hoping that you get a good opportunity. You hope that, and I feel bad for Aaron Glenn because, Steven, once again, they had me and you fly down and they said, all right, what you going to say to Coach Aaron Glenn? I said, well, we're going to do what everybody else do. We're going to lie to him. We're going to lie to him in his face. Yeah, Coach, man, congratulations on the opportunity. And when we walk out, we're like, that's not happening. Mark Sanchez was the last quarterback to go to back-to-back AFC Championship games with Rex Ryan, right? But they had a defense. They had Dustin Keller, right? They had Braylon Edwards. They had a squad around them. And after that second year, they went like this. Who was the reason why Rex Ryan got fired? They played against the Buffalo Bills. Who was the quarterback? Ryan Fitzpatrick. Rex Ryan gets fired. Who did Rex Ryan get hired by? The freaking Buffalo Bills. He got hired by Buffalo. So I say for the Jets, I don't know what it takes for a franchise like that to come out the door. I really don't. Like, people talk about the Jets like the Jets ain't the Browns.
It's really simple. You have to draft well and get a generational talent. And I don't know if – and they just threw away Joe Douglas. He's back here in Philadelphia. So I don't know if you have a guy in the building that is that in depth in finding that talent. And it's not just finding the guys in the first round. That's some of the easier stuff. It's finding those guys in those mid to later rounds that make impacts is what really turns a franchise around. Those guys that they're not being paid millions of dollars. They're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to play football. Yep. Those are the guys that make the difference. The undrafted guys, we just see what Reed Blankenship did, over the last few years. He was an undrafted free agent here in Philadelphia. He just got a nice little contract. He's going down there to be a Houston Texan, and you have to find those type of guys. And I think that's really been killing the Jets.
I just realized something. Wait a minute. You just said something. Wait a minute. Howie Roseman, he got a little jerk in him too now. So this time last year, right? They just won the Super Duper Bowl, and CJ Gardner-Johnson talking trash. Where did he get traded to? He got traded to the Texans.
Yeah.
Who was he talking trash about? Blankenship. I mean, they're talking about the leadership, right? Blankenship is not going to get re-signed. Where he's with Blankenship got a little. I like little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To be able to say, "Hey, man, I can make it work." You know what I'm saying? And CJ, look. And I saw a video that CJ's on the phone after this making how much money? He got like $38 million in the bank. Hey, if you saved all your money, sir, that's impressive. I ain't mad at you, CJ. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to these transactions and different things that's going on, teams like the Jets, teams like the Cardinals, teams like the Browns, right? Teams like that, it's gonna be hard for them to really. Teams like the Raiders, because it's so much. Just say they get that out of this world talent at quarterback, Steven. Do you start building the O-line out? Do you start building from the outside in? Like, how would you go about approaching?
Listen, we already talk about this a lot. It's one in the trenches, man. It really is. You could have yourself, a Jay Fiedler, a Ryan Fitzpatrick, a Trent Dilfer. Guys like that can win when they have the guys up front that can block for them. when you have those interior, not just offensive, but on the other side of the ball, when you have those interior, they're game changers. So you have to build from the inside out. You can find yourself a running back, and everyone says they're a dime a dozen. They're really not. There's few generational talents, and we're gonna see what happens with the kid from Notre Dame where he winds up, because we all assumed that he was going to be a Kansas City Chief, and
I hope he makes it before the Nashville. I mean, to the Titans. No, but see.
See, I know you. That's where you want him to go. You want him to be a Tennessee Titan.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this: when watching
our good friend Mr. R Dizzle, what's up? Yes, we are the Jackwagons today.
but we are. We are watching what the Eagles have done the last 3 or 4 years, because the one thing that was constant with Doug Peterson.
That's the only reason they've been successful. It's been through the draft.
Yeah, well, and Howie Roseman doesn't get enough credit for saying, look, my job is to put the team together. I tell whether it's Andy Reid, whether it's Doug Peterson, who I'm gonna pick, but this is when I show you what I'm doing. A GM puts the team together, the coach coaches the team, and hope that team is good enough to win Super Bowls. Howie Roseman's won 2, he's been to 3, right? Howie Roseman doesn't panic. That's what he doesn't do. Hey, man, we need a pass rusher. We're going to go get Jalen Phillips. And listen, we're going to bring back the old vet.
Well, here's the beauty part of that. All right, so we lost him, right? We're going to get at least a third round comp pick for him next season, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I mean, how he's playing chess and other teams playing checkers. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. We're going. And here's the other thing. I don't think he's going to sign another pass rusher. I think he's going to stick with Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt as being your primary edge rushers.
No, but this is what I'm saying, Steven. You have seen the worst of the worst times in Philly. Like, people go, "Oh, it's easy for you to say that, Steven." Like, no, it is not. Like,
I like the rich coat tight. Stop playing with me.
That's what I'm saying. You've been the Donovan McNabb will never ever get enough credit for the player he had to be for the team and a city. Because when you play for Philly, that's rough. Ain't no I'm in the restaurant the other day, and that go Donovan in the family. I'm saying something to him. I'm not going to act like he's not sitting over there. But when you think about having sustainability, y'all have always been a good franchise. Y'all just lost a better team. That's way different. Do you know how conflicted some of these Eagles fans are to not root for freaking Andy Reid? Because that's how much he meant to Philly. We don't have coaches like that in Atlanta. Every last one of them, they can go. I don't miss none of them. So and so what happens is good teams become great teams because they make that leap. Bad teams don't even become good. They don't even like how many people don't even remember the Arizona going to the Super Bowl against the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers when they had Larry Fitzgerald and Kurt Warner?
I do, because it hurt. We were supposed to be there.
And it's like so when we get to talking about why these free agent moves are so important, it's because, look, we always pinpoint a situation that happened. Like, I believe Howie Roseman always knew what he had in Jalen Hurts. He said, I'm going to bring over an A.J. Brown. I'm going to bring over, a Saquon Barkley to show you just how good Jalen really is. Now, he ain't going to get the credit. You notice he don't get no credit when they win and all the blame when they No. Because a 2,000-yard rusher was not the best player on the field in the Super Bowl. And don't take no away from Saquon. I believe that the Philadelphia Eagles won the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl 2 years ago. Why? Because they showed them the game plan. If that O-line can't block the D-line, I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care who he is. And I go, wait a minute. That's how simple it is? Yep. That's why. Who makes the most money? Oh, that's quarterbacks and people that chase them. That's who make the most money. That's why Jalen Phillips got quarterback money. And Philadelphia, man, here's
the thing. Like, not only were that situation made it good, that they're so rich at linebacker that you can just let a guy like Nakobe Dean walk and go there. And not just that, everyone talks about how terrible we are, right? there was fans wishing him well, seeing him off, going to Oakland and stuff like that. So as much as things are crazy in Philadelphia, and we're this mean and nasty fan base, we do appreciate the ones that meant something to this team and they wound up going. But listen, you let Nakobe Dean go, who's without a doubt a game changer. You still got Zach Ball there. You still got Jeremiah Trotter Jr. there. You still got Campbell there. Like you have things that, so it's one of those things. We just said it about it. Draft well, and then you don't have to overpay to keep your guys.
And guess who else know that? Jalen Carter. I'm gonna say this to you right there. Love you. Listen, you went to Georgia. People make mistakes. Jalen Carter is realizing right now, dude, we want you in Philly. They want you. But Howie said, I don't build a team to need one player. I don't build a team like that because when he got hurt, Jordan Davis realized.
Yeah, Jordan Davis played, and he played his way into that contract.
Yes, he's earned, to me, what a Jordan Davis, hopefully a show of Jalen Carter is this. Look, dude, you really think we ain't gonna win without you? Like, I love you. You my brother. I get it, but it's like
I guarantee Jordan Davis is going to be captain this season. I guarantee it.
Yeah, Jordan Davis. Number one, he's very, very likable, right? He's a very personable guy. Seems to be a great teammate. Loves the city, right? And he got rewarded. One thing Howie Roseman showed you. Howie Roseman said, I don't do lip service. If you do right by the team, if you do right by this franchise, if you do right by your teammates, you ain't going nowhere. You don't believe me? Hey, Dallas Goedert, I know you here for agency. How many contracts you signed in Philly? Didn't you sign 3? You signed plenty of contracts when you were there. Now they hope to bring him back. And I'm gonna tell you what Howie has really done. Howie has made it so that, dude, like Jalen Phillips got his money, but when he got on the plane in Philly and got off the plane in Charlotte, he was like, "This is different." Yeah. Is that a cow? I just said, yes. And mind you, now listen, Charlotte is a really, really nice city, but Philadelphia is a different level of respect. When Joel Embiid won the MVP for them 76ers, that's, hey, dude, Allen Iverson called him, congratulations. Dr. J, congratulations. Charles Barkley, congratulations, boy. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it means something. And it took me a while to realize that in the NFL, playing for the Titans in Nashville, playing for the Bucks in Tampa. Now, I got to play for the then Oakland Raiders, but every franchise isn't legendary just because you won a 32 franchise. That is not true. Like, people go, man, they're in the NFL. And, like, do you think people really care about the Titans? You think people care about the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans, or that whole division? No one cares. They don't care about the Colts, the Titans, the Jags, or the Texans. No one cares.
I'm going to say it like this, and, we know it's a special time here in Philadelphia, but did you see the other signing they made yesterday?
Who they got? Come on, go ahead.
We now probably have the best trio of cornerbacks.
Ain't no problem. Nope. Ain't no. Y'all got 2. No, it doesn't matter who y'all would have got.
We got 3 Pro Bowl cornerbacks right now because you got Guantanamo Bay, right? You got Cooper DeJean, and now you just bring in Rick Walden, who was a Pro Bowler. I think it was in 2022.
Yeah.
So. Listen, it is definitely going to be the no-fly zone when you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. You're going to have to deal with that with running the ball on us. So,
y'all, let me once again. Okay, people be saying, so you telling me that working with certain people in the offseason help you become a better player? Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 names. Bijan Robinson worked out last offseason with Christian McCaffrey. What did Bijan Robinson get? First-team All-Pro running back. He got first-team All-Pro running back, and Christian McCaffrey got first-team All-Pro. All-purpose. Who got second-team All-Pro all-purpose? That would be Bijan. Who got second-team All-Pro running back? That would be Christian McCaffrey. Who did Cooper DeJean work out this offseason? He worked out with Patrick Surtain. What was he? First-team All-Pro. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is getting on my nerves. Cooper DeJean is the best slot corner. It ain't even close how good he is.
He was a first-team All-Pro at a slot corner.
I mean, listen. He went and worked out with Patrick Surtain, and Patrick Surtain told him one thing. He said, "Pat, how can you help?" He said, "One word, what? Patience, dude. You gotta. These receivers they're gonna be Michael Jackson at the line. They gotta declare, and when they do, you own them. And if they stupid enough to run a bad route or a tip ball, touchdown. And he's." You know what Patrick Surtain asked Cooper? Yeah, man, what's it like to pick off Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl and take it to the crib? Oh man, he threw it right to me. He was rolling to the right, he threw it backside, touchdown. Really? Yeah. You're not supposed to throw backside. Well, Patrick Mahomes, boy, he do what he want to do, and I said throw it to me. So adding a guy like Woolen, what it does, y'all got there has been a tradition in the Philadelphia Eagles secondary for years, man. I mean, Eric Davis, it's Eric Allen and all those guys. Like, it's been going on for years. Asante Sam, Lito Shepherd, former Florida Gator. You know what I'm saying? Remember when he got drafted down there. So I'm not surprised. Howie Rose was six back. Everybody else picking players, people going crazy like this. Y'all let go of Jalen Phillips? Oh, we good. He got here halfway during the season. Who y'all going to replace Blankenship with? Watch this. Because
because Makumba's obviously going to have a year under his belt, but they're going to draft the safety either in the first or second round.
Y'all, let me tell you something. This ain't gonna happen, but if it does, I'm a fly to Philadelphia and I'm gonna fight Howie Roseman. If y'all trade up and y'all get down out of freaking Ohio State, I'm gonna freaking lose it. If y'all get the safety out of Ohio State, I am going to lose I'm just because Howie Roseman, to me, I think what he does, he's sitting in his office saying, "Yeah, this player gonna go here." These GMs know where these players going. They know what Howie does. Howie will say, "Watch this piece." He's a chess player. He's adding pieces. He like, "Look, I ain't sacrificing none. I ain't sacrificing the queen. I'm telling you, the king. I'm not." We checkmate everybody. Because guess what? I don't care what Dallas does, Rashawn Gary. I don't care. I don't care who the Commanders get. Don't care. I don't care who the Giants, they just got, I don't care that Scatterboo's going to come back and Malik Neighbors, you know what I'm saying, is coming back or whatever, and all these guys. You add, if you cannot beat Philly, it doesn't matter because you can't beat them. So when y'all got Will, I was like this, I went, ooh, that's nice. That's big. Do you see what Howie is also doing? Here come the rumors about Jalen Carter. Jalen Phillips goes to the Carolina Panthers. A.J. Brown might get traded. Willing, everything goes with sit back again. Because Howie said, if you want him, make me an offer. You want Jalen Carter? If Maxx Crosby, who's never been a first-team All-Pro, by the way, can get 2 first-round picks to go to Baltimore, Jalen, I mean, we at least want to. You at least want 2. And I don't know. Y'all, Howie Roseman gets on my nerves because he's excellent at what he does because y'all needed a pass rusher. You went out there and got Jalen Phillips. I'm like, when I said traded for who? Guess who else ain't got picked up yet? And he'll get him if you want Bradley Chubb. He can get him if you want.
Yeah, me and you were talking about the potential of that happening.
I mean, he can get
reuniting Chubb with Vic Fangio wouldn't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Listen, because you don't got to give him a lot of this. They'll say, "Hey, man, you want to play football or not?" Yeah. You want to play for a winning franchise? Yeah. Well, this is what we offer. Take it or leave it. All right. There's a chance to play football. Who y'all got? Oh, you talk Jalen Carter, you talk about Bond, you talk about Cooper DeJean, you talk about Quinyon Mitchell, you talk about Nolan Smith, you talk about Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. You get to go up against Lane Johnson in training camp, so you're gonna really know if you can play or not. You're gonna really know if this is for you or not. That's a grown man over there. And Penei Sewell, people consider him better than Lane Johnson. He's not. That's another conversation for another day. You can. There's only one tackle in football that I would say is the premier, and that's Trent Williams. He's different.
And he may not be a 49er this coming season. They still fighting over the potential contract restructuring and all this nonsense.
If Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch or whomever can't find a way to get Trent Williams his money, and Brandon Ayuk is on a milk carton after you gave him his money, y'all better do something. I don't even know where.
I guarantee you, Brandon Ayuk's being traded draft day. He's being traded draft day.
I mean,
they just signed Mike Evans down there. I never thought he was going to leave Tampa Bay, but here we are.
Tampa Bay. He said he wanted to go somewhere that he still get all his targets. He can still be a focus on him and Ricky Pearsall and George Kittle. Excuse me, and Christian McCaffrey. That sounds like a nice offense on paper.
Yeah, so we're gonna see. It's still there's still a lot of stuff we haven't even touched yet. Because obviously Diggs is no longer a Patriot, but there's no need to fear. Romeo Doubs is there.
Drake May got a bona fide number one, right? You got a guy that could definitely help you. When you need it.
I wonder if he's gonna wear the Guardian cap in New England too.
Hey, you know what, Guardian? He should have been sponsored by them by now. I mean, he don't take his off. I think he wear his to bed. He uses a shower cap. You know what I'm saying? But Dobbs he's a good receiver, and I want to see how good he can be. It's one thing to be good when you don't have to be. It's another thing to be good when you gotta be. I am the number one, like DK Metcalf. See what happened when you got to be the number one and you ain't got all these guys around you? A number one receiver helps everybody, not just the quarterback, but the number two.
But now it's Pittman and DK, so he's got a little.
Pittman, like, hey, bro, you look like an action figure, man, but you doing regular stuff on the field. You ain't. Come on, man, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I know you. Listen, fight DBs and fight fans less, because. Don't put your hands on the fans, man. You tripping. Like, you're going to lose.
Fight, because I did want to talk to you about something, right? Yeah, I don't know if you've seen what's been going on in the combat sports world or anything like that. I had two topics I wanted to bring up to you, right? So, for people that don't know, or maybe you only tune in for football talk with me and Ben, that recently the Zuffa Boxing, which is the former parent company of the UFC, gave former boxing world champion Conor Benn $15 million for a one-off fight they're going to do. Let's put this in perspective, right? The former champion Francis Ngannou, who called the UFC's bluff a few years ago, only got $600K for his last title fight with the UFC. There is not a champion on their roster that is even in the neighborhood of that. Why would you do anything so crazy publicly when none of the world champions that are under the roster are getting more than $1.5 million to walk out there and fight? So now we talk about pay disparity in combat sports a lot, right? And rightfully so. These guys aren't treated right. There's been a huge disparity between mixed martial arts and the boxing pay for forever in its existence. But why would you do this where you have this situation where you're going to be causing a disruption between the fighters you already have under contract and this guy you just brought in with the extension of what you are and paying him $15 million?
What it says to me is it's the highest level of tone deafness that you're ever going to see in combat sports. Because like you say, I know when you start talking about why certain I don't like to call them a plant, because that's what they use in like actor terms. Somebody that's relatively new, they come in and they got shows and sold out arenas and all these things. But the biggest question is, like you said, Stephen, why? Like, why create more attention in a sport that already has a lot of? Every time combat sports athletes get to talking, the first thing come up is the pay disparity. Every single time, like, dude, because you start saying, no one questioned when Floyd Mayweather was the biggest box office boxer when he was at his height. No one questioned Mike Tyson, right? No one questioned it. The biggest face in the sport should demand the biggest purse, not $15 million. There are people that say, dude, do you know that could be my last fight? $15 million.
I guarantee you offer some of these, UFC veterans that amount of money, that probably would be their last fight. It probably would be. And to make it even worse, the press conference for Rousey and Carano was yesterday, and Ronda Rousey, as per usual, didn't hold any punches and went right after it because Dana White isn't the one running the company anymore. So she has no problem with throwing him under the bus. And what she's saying for the most part is right. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like her. I get it. I really do. She is as polarizing as they come when it comes to when she opens her mouth. I get that. She ain't wrong. And then, like, the other thing that she mentioned yesterday was like how a lot of the fighters, especially the females, they got adult creator accounts, and they flashing their goods all over for extra money. If they're doing that, and some of them are like, oh, this is for fan engagement. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. It's not for fan engagement. It's not, because social media is the fan engagement. When you create that account and post that type of stuff up, it ain't for fan engagement. It's that extra income you're looking for. Stop playing with it.
Yeah. And it's got, and I always appreciate Ronda Rousey for every reason you just said and more, because she says, look, if I'm the biggest name in the sport, I got the biggest voice. I got the most volume coming behind me when I open up my mouth. I ain't got no reason to lie. I've been a headliner since I've been in combat sports. Dana White is not making these decisions. And
the sad part is he's not, and it's showing. It's showing.
And she's saying, I'm trying to get some of these diehard combat sports fans to know what's really going on. Because if it comes from me, you can question it, but you're gonna be like, she ain't really. I don't have no reason to lie. I never ever got the money that I wasn't worth. Like when they ask her, why do you get paid what you get paid? Because look at how many people watch me to fight. Look at these pay-per-view numbers. She's know
the only woman to get 1 million buys. She's the only woman to get 1 million buys.
Ronda Rousey was so polarizing long enough that she became the villain. She was out there long enough to where people started hating. They wanted to see her fight, right? I mean, wanted to see her lose. I think the thing about UFC is, UFC to me is just like boxing. If the wrong people get to make the decision, watch what happens to the sport. Just watch. And you start saying to yourself, this stuff isn't no, the goal of any sport, whether it's boxing, whether it's UFC, if the best fighters aren't fighting, we trying to talk these things up. I want to see the best fighter. If you in this weight division and if you rank number 1, you rank number 2, what's up? But see, when Dana White gets pushed to the side, they say, hey man, we kind of want to take over the sport. You can't let people who have money and influence take over sports, because you have to make decisions that push the sport. And when I said, look, man, just because you got a bunch of money, I mean, you know what you're doing. You giving somebody $15 million, and all you got to do, ask his counterparts. How did he do that? Exactly. How did he get that?
But here's the thing about that. You're just mentioning it, right? Like the best fighters fight the best fight and making the big things and pushing to grow the sport. So how do you pay him $15 million? And the reason why Carano and Rousey aren't fighting in the UFC because they want to pay him. Like, what?
Trying to tell you, it's weird.
Listen, man. I love the UFC. I love Dana White, but they are not the only ticket in town anymore. And they've done this,
and that's their fault. And it's like I be saying, it's like when you get to talking about sport. If I love football, I love college football. Love it. Because I know that most of those players ain't going pro. It's a numbers game, not a talent game. Yeah. And what I love the most about the college football aspect of it's the stories. But what I don't like is when Nick Saban is talking about putting guardrails on. Nick Saban is talking about you talking about Nick Saban that cashed out. You talking about Nick Saban that got a clause in his contract that says every time a coach gets a new contract and even threatens his, he get a new contract. I don't want to hear about no education, man. Are you serious? Where did it go? I said, so let me get this straight, Stephen. I'm I'm an academic All-American, man. I'm gonna be summa cum laude, magna cum laude, whatever them laudes are. When you graduate high and college. But I'm a subpar college player. I'm not gonna be there. Do you think people care about how smart you are in sports? No, they don't care about that. So for Nick, and it's all about who's saying it, man. When did it stop leaving about it's supposed to be about education? So why was you taking checks, Nick? Why was you renegotiating contracts while you're at Alabama? Not only are you the head coach getting money, you doing Aflac commercial with Deion Sanders. I saw it. You doing movies, The Blind Side. I saw it. You're writing books. You're doing seminars. You're doing master classes. They're paying you $200,000 or $300,000 to speak for 45 minutes. But yet, so everybody can cash out except the cash cow. That doesn't make any sense to me. And when it comes, and I say when it comes to UFC, Dana White and them started making so much money that they was like, hey man, I could put it on autopilot. You can't, because I got the upcoming, I got the next up coming up. And what makes the UFC really the UFC, if I'm being honest, it's them older guys, them older gals that they done kind of phased out, but they got a couple of fights left in them. People would pay to see that. They would pay.
I think that's what was keeping part of it alive right now. Some of those names, but that list of names is getting shorter, and shorter and shorter.
And Rampage Jackson
start developing new stars, and for whatever reason, they've only developed maybe a handful of new stars over the last 10 years.
That's their fault, though. I mean, when I be watching,
that's their fault. Like, there's the other thing is you got to remember how the UFC did that over the years. It's because they bought everyone out that was even remotely good or in their way. They bought out Pride FC. They bought out Strikeforce. They bought out Elite EX. They bought out WEC. So they had all these other promotions that had stars in them and built them up to build into what they were already doing. Hell, they bought an entire promotion just because Rampage Jackson was in it, just to get his contract.
Thanks.
So
what's
it called? You can only monopolize it for so long, and then you have to do it on your own.
Yeah, you got to adjust.
When they phased Dana out, that was the biggest mistake they ever made.
What is it called? Ultimate Fighter? Is that what it was called? Ultimate
Fighter?
Yeah,
the Ultimate Fighter. But that's the other thing, is the Ultimate Fighter isn't producing the personalities that it used to do. Like, you could almost count on both hands on each show. Like, there was almost like 10 guys or 10 girls on each show that you could count on to sit there and maybe not be a superstar, but have people invested in. And it just doesn't happen anymore. Like, through the first 10 to 15 seasons of the Ultimate Fighter, there was at least 5 to 6 guys or girls that people wanted to see fight, whether they were the villain, whether they just had a unique story. You were invested in what was going on with them. That's not happening anymore, and that is absolutely the UFC's fault. I think it's because they changed so much that you have to find ways to do things. They used to do these countdown shows, and they changed it to embedded and stuff like that. You have to do more stuff like that to get people invested into who they are, why they're training, what's their story, why they're fighting. Go ahead, Ben.
Joe Rogan. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. You ask people, hey man, who's Joe Rogan? They're gonna say, oh, that's the guy that used to do the Fear Factor. Or they're gonna say, that's the guy that do the podcasting. They're gonna say that's the guy that he do the weigh-ins for UFC. You know how many people don't even know Joe Rogan is a comedian? That's what. Think about this. He's a freaking comedian, but he leveraged what he did at I think he leveraged UFC like no. It wasn't no Fear Factor. Ain't nobody trying to eat an egg. Dude, this is a rotten egg that's been rotten for 20 years. That's what the who keeps this? It's not a fear. I'm gonna stick your hand with a poisonous snake, and if it bites you, but I'm not doing that. So it's like Joe Rogan is the number one podcaster, on planet Earth. He's sitting in his garage with bad lighting on a picnic table talking for 3 hours, right? But those UFC weigh-ins were epic. Do you know how much pressure he put on boxing to get these weigh-ins like that? Weigh-ins became the it thing. Hey, dude, they gonna, the challenger. It's like That stuff was crazy.
But that's what you see out of like bare knuckle boxing now. Like the weigh-ins is a whole nother spectacle on top of the event that you're going to see the following night. And you're right, Joe Rogan is what made that a thing. And I don't know if it was because Joe Rogan was doing it or the fighters or whatever. Just it's not the same anymore, and it could be for multiple different reasons. Now, I want to switch gears real fast. Now, last week we had Pat Combs on. We were talking about the proudness of being a parent and seeing our kids be successful and stuff like that. It's still under the combat sports banner a little bit, but I don't know if you've seen former two-time UFC heavyweight champion Frank Mir. His daughter, Bella Mir, knocked off the #1 seed to claim the NCAA World Championships in wrestling. She's already had 3 amateur fights at her age in MMA. She's already won grappling world titles. Bella Mir is going to be the next female superstar in combat sports for women's MMA. And I think it's just a matter of time, because I know a lot of people are tuning out to women's mixed martial arts just because there's no big name. There's no real story. There isn't the rivalry that we had in, with the Misha Tate and the Ronda Rousey days and stuff like that. I get that. But Bella Mir, that's a story. Her, she's been training since, since she was knee high. She has a world championship class level father who has elite grappling skills. She has elite grappling skills. If she figures out and gets elite striking under her belt, that's gonna be one scary girl. I can't wait to see the evolution of it, but could you imagine being Frank at this point in time? You're a multiple time, you're a jiu-jitsu black belt. You're a multiple time UFC champion, and watching your daughter just continue to win at the highest level. Man, he probably his probably head is about as big as Jupiter at this point in time.
Yeah, well, number one, kudos to the young lady, because we
knocking off the #1 ranked wrestler in your bracket, who she lost to earlier this season. She already lost to this girl. You go out there and then she beat her handedly.
Wow, it's so easy for us to know. It's like when you talk about some of these big name guys like Bronny, like a Ken Griffey Jr. We understand the young men that got to follow these famous daddies. We forget about the girls who want to follow their daddy's footsteps, and they already got the man's name. I got to create a legacy for my. She's accepted the fact, she's Frank Mir's daughter. She's accepted that a long time ago. But he told her, if you want to pick this, it's gonna get even bigger. So when people beat her, they think they beating him when they beat her. But to knock off the #1. I can admire that. As I was telling you before the show, Steve, my daughter, freshman in high school, on the varsity basketball team. They're getting ready to play the semis. If they win today, they get to play in the finals. She would tell me stuff like that. She say, "Well, Daddy, they say I'm only good because I'm your daughter." And I said, "Well, that's not true." But that stuff will mess with them. And so what will start happening is they'll want to win for different reasons, for the last name, to create their own legacy. But that's what we step in and say, look, you can't run from certain stuff. It's how you deal with it. People gonna have something to say. That's cool. But when you beat them, that's how you really get, your lick back, to tell people, look, the same girl that beat you, you get to get her for everybody to see. But this time, show her she's not who she thinks she is. Because she already coming in confident because she's beat you already. Which plays into your favor. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm happy for Frank. I know the feeling, because it goes back to Steven. Look, even when you were telling us about your kid out there running around on the football field, we think, look, no matter who you are, famous, just being dad, when you see yours out there, it's different. When your child is out there, it's a different feeling, especially when they're good. Like when your kid is actually good, and yes, we're biased. That's how
we're talking about at this time. Dwayne Starks' son, remember?
Yeah, man. Man, look, I would tell any dad this. Whether it's your son, they're gonna really, really want, your son to be, boys gonna always get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Girl, your daughter though, number one, that's your daughter. So father-daughter relationships are like mother-sons. It's different. It's not that they're higher or lower, they're just different. But Frank is probably more nervous watching his daughter than any time he stepped in that octagon. Like, look, man, I had my time, but because Frank is saying when I was in the octagon, it's me and him. All I can give my kid is the tools, and I got to trust her to execute when she in there. But she has your blood. She's still a mirror. She knows her loot. I believe if she beats the girl early in the year, the girl probably beat her in the championship. But because
that's what we talking about that mental game when it comes to all sports. It doesn't matter if we're talking wrestling, football, basketball, but whatever. It's that mental warfare, and we're on the whole family thing. I gotta mention this. I know you were talking about your Atlanta Braves. Did you see what the Atlanta Braves did a few weeks ago?
Stop playing with me.
They signed Peyton Glavine to a minor league contract. Peyton's the son of former Hall of Famer Tom Glavine. He was previously in the Nationals farm system, and now he gets a chance to follow in Daddy's footsteps. Now, this is that stuff that we talk about now. Obviously, he's already gotten there on his own will. Good thing that he is in familiar territory, so to speak, no longer in the Nationals farm system. I don't know if you've heard about it. I wanted to get your thoughts on it because that's your boys, that's your Braves.
Okay. There are certain times in life that you live long enough to see great things happening to people you grew up admiring. If you are Tom Glavine, who was a part of one of the best, rotations in baseball, we don't have time to go through it.
No. Listen,
Smokes and Glavine.
They were the best. They were the best. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay.
We can have arguments.
If you are Tom Glavine, once again, like Frank Mir, your child wants to follow in your footsteps. So, and he's the pitcher. So you saying, all right, you've seen it. You've grown up in dugouts. You've grown up in franchise. You know what this is about. So you know they're going to know you by your last name, but you should make your own name. Do you know what it's like for Tom to get a call from his son saying, Pop, what? The Braves just called. He dropped the phone. Man, stop playing with me. Peyton, stop playing. No. The Braves just called, man. They got me in their farm system. Now, right now, Tom, heart is kind of like beating regular. If that youngin get to run out for the Braves and pitch, that's Tom Glavine. That's his moment. Forget the World Series.
That's the full circle moment right
there.
Yeah,
because look, so full transparency, my daughter doesn't know I'm coming to the game. She sent me the link to watch her, and she called me. She say, "Hey, Daddy, you got the link?" I say, "Yeah." I get to walk in and see my kid out there warming up. To me, yes, I want them to win, but win, lose, or maybe, I'm good. Like. This is the full
them compete is
because no matter what, I don't want any of my children, any of my nieces or nephews to think that because of what their dad or uncle did, you ain't got to live. Look, man, all I do is talk trash from the sideline and talk from the bleacher. Man, if I was out there, because I tell my daughters all the time, I said, one day it's going to be a game. They're going to say, all right, time out. I want, if you are a parent of these children to come out here, we're gonna go up and down the court 2 times. I said, they ain't got enough trainers in that freaking gym. It's gonna be torn ACLs and Achilles. it's gonna be so I told her, I said, being able to, the Tom Glavines of the world, the Ed McCaffreys that get to see his son, Christian McCaffrey of the world.
Ed, listen, I like Ed, but his son is 10 times the athlete.
Oh yeah, Ed will tell you that. Ed will tell you, man, I ain't even on the same stratosphere as C-Mac. But I remember Ed McCaffrey in that Super Bowl though, man. He like pancake blocked the dude and he pointed at him on the. I remember anyway. For Tom Glavine, enjoy this moment because they're so rare. And It don't even got to be at the highest level, man. It could be in middle school. It could be in high school. It could be, that's your kid. And here's the greatest thing, though, Steven. You walking off the field, and somebody's talking to you about your kid. Steven, man, the way your son be playing, you like this, yeah. And you just like this, yeah, man. That's mine. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I love is I've had parents come up to me is that, like, my son is going to be a captain on some team someday. It's just how he goes about the game. He's the one that gets the team up. He's the cheerleader on the sidelines. I'm like that, and he's also, you know, when you're a lineman, you need to be that person. You need to be the voice in the locker room outside of your quarterback. So it's always a great thing. And you know, we're on the family thing. Did you see what happened to Jaden Daniels this week? Now his mom is listed as his official representation. The bubble around that she has put around her son is now completely impenetrable.
Hey,
do you think that's going to become a problem at some point? Listen, I would love to. I'd love to have. If I'm him? I would love to have my family involved in everything I'm doing. But there is a thing of a little too much.
Yeah,
she's already keeping the women at bay, which I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
Yeah,
right. But I think this might be going just a wee bit too far.
For Jaden Daniels right now, he's still very, very young, and he's still very, very impressionable when it comes to his mom. I would Usher, the singer artist Usher, his mom was his manager. I don't know if she is now. It always starts a certain way.
Yeah,
and I get it. Like
I'll just say it like this: before your first contract, before your first big contract, that's when you go find somebody else. She can do whatever she wants now in between his first 5 years in his career. When it's time to get the big contract done, you're gonna have to bring the dogs in.
Oh yeah. As long as Jaden Daniels understands that is your mom, but she is also your representation. And it's hard. That's like trying to work with family members. It's always hard because if I'm working with an agent, I can say what I need to say and I keep it business. What happens when he's trying to keep it business? She said, watch who you talking to. She want to use, I said, Mom, listen, you can't turn back into mom because you don't like what I think right now it's all cute because he's still under a rookie contract.
Yep.
Like you mentioned.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When it's time for the big contract, she gonna have to either bring in outside help or he's gonna want to have.
Here's what no one really wants to talk about. As you mentioned, Steven, she's keeping the women at bay. She ain't gonna be able to do that forever. Jaden's gonna find somebody with. He's gonna want to make her last name Daniels, and that's when it really switches. When she goes, Jaden, can I have a conversation with you, just you and me, your wife? And Jaden gonna be like, Mom, could you like step out? And she was like, and she gonna say, and do me a favor, Jaden. The conversation between you and me needs to stay between you and me, not me, you, and her. And look, I get what Mom is trying to do. Now, this is what he could have done. Calvin Johnson, when he signed his big contract with Detroit, his mom, who is a lawyer, looked over the contract. She's not his representation. She looked over the whole thing. And when she said, all right, sign that, Calvin, he was good. I understand trying to keep your mom close to the vest, but we got to grow as men. I can't really grow as a man when my mom is my representation because she's touching everything, which means she wants to be not just his agent, she wants to be his manager, his publicist, right? She wants to tell him, hey, we got this endorsement deal coming. They think it's almost like having full control over his life. But what is she gonna do? Have security follow him when him and the lady he's dating go out on a date? Have him back by 9:30? I get what he's, but you Steven, we know how this ends. That's the thing. It's like it starts like this, but it ends up, and we hope it don't end up like this. Man, me and my mom don't even really talk no more. Really? Yeah, man. Because no matter what, if his mom is his agent, that means I'm employing my mom. And here's the thing: is she gonna have other clients? Because if she's trying to essentially start an agency, a sports agency, like Dave Mileetta and those guys, Drew Rosenhaus and my agent, those guys. It's like Joe Siegel and those guys. That's another thing, Stephen. But it's like this, Stephen. Me and you, we content creators. We create content. We own multiple shows, but we try to when we come together for the fan in the end. So when people say, "Hey, Stephen, congrats, Stephen, too, man, you're gonna be doing other things," like Stephen, you're like, dude, what? I mean, I'm always looking to elevate, but I'm not looking to elevate at the expense of the people I work with. I'm not on here with Stephen so I can say, yeah, once I get something better, I'm gone. Or if somebody came and approached me with something, I'm gonna say, okay, well, you know the show I do, right? Yeah. Well, let me talk to Stephen about it. Let me talk to Marv about it. Why you got to talk to them? Because you want us, right? You want us? Okay, so I need to talk to us, and we'll get back to you. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't offer me the bag when I know they want the bag too. And I think for Jaden, what he's not realizing too is, I said, Jaden, you're not gonna be the same 5 years from now. You're not gonna be the same dude. Yes, sir. Look, we all love our moms. All of us do that love our moms. But Mama, I can't have you a part of everything. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? What type of toilet paper I buy? I buy Charmin. Yeah, well, you need to buy. Wait. Okay, it's what I like. You know what I'm saying? It's just I like the intent, but it's always good to outsource your business so family stays family. That's all I'm saying. Family stays family when my business is over here, and my family's over. When my family is my business partner, because Miss Daniels, they gonna try to come at you now.
Yep. And
you gonna be like, that's my baby. Yeah, well, your baby gonna have to play better. You see what I'm saying? We'll see, but because Vernell Brown II is a guy I played with at Florida. He became a certified sports agent. It's VB3. He goes to Florida now, and he's also representing Anthony Richardson. But he has an agent. So his son, it can obviously come under his agency, but his son isn't his only client. He's one of many clients. So if she's going to have a full-blown agency and Jaden's going to be one of many, that makes sense. But if you go and how many clients you got, Jaden? That's why
yeah.
a problem happening.
Couple more football topics I want to get to real fast. We were talking about some of the best pass rushers in the game. We got to talk about Myles Garrett again. He needs to stop. He needs to stop, man. Somebody needs to start driving this man around. He needs to stop. He has got his ninth traffic citation since he's been drafted with the Browns. He was yet again speeding recklessly. I think he was going I think it was like 94 miles an hour in a 75 zone. Like, man, God, like y'all ain't learning. I get it. The need for speed is real. I was there too. I've been there too. Especially when you got the car that it's fun to do it in. There's time and a place for that, man. Don't Jerome Brown yourself, my friend. Please don't.
Yeah. Myles, I will say this, sir. Stop thinking that everybody don't know what you drive in Cleveland. Everybody knows what. And I know you probably got a car lot at your house. Congratulations on your engagement. I know your girlfriend. Fiance is like in the Winter Olympics. Congratulations. Here's the thing, Myles. You're taking advantage. See, when people start saying, why do I do certain stuff? It depends on who I am and what I represent. I am Myles Garrett. I am probably I am arguably the most famous person in Cleveland, right? Myles, number nine. Well, the fact that you still have a license lets me know that the NFL is every NFL team has a police officer or police officers that kind of help protect you from the police department in that city and in that state. Myles. What they didn't say is how many times the same police officer done pull you over. Like, Myles, really? Really? Because let me tell you why the Cleveland Police Department or wherever he was is in a pickle too. If I let you go, see, I'm giving you special privileges. If I cite you, they're gonna be like, oh, Myles, number 9. Like, I get if it was number 3. Number 9 means number 1, you ain't learned, and number 2, you don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna pay the fine. I'm gonna get out of it. I'm gonna speed off when I leave the police department. Miles, be careful, man, because I'm pretty sure you drive real fast cars. You ain't get pulled over in a Prius. You did not get pulled over in a Camry. You did not get pulled over in an Oldsmobile. You probably got pulled over in something that can get to 90 really, really. It probably don't feel like you're going 90. But Miles, be careful. And the Jerome Brown situation is, the Derek Thomas situation. Look, man, be careful. Because speed, going those speeds, if you hit something, that's it. The airbags and the seatbelt is only gonna make sure you don't make it. It's gonna buckle you all the way in to that situation. So yeah, 9 means you got a problem. You got a problem at this point. And
that's what I'm saying. Like the number of tickets at this point in time, the numbers of time, like that's not just showing a pad. Like dude, like go talk to Fletcher Cox. See if you can run down his his raceway or something like that. Like find the right place to do it in. Just find the. I'm not saying don't enjoy it, because listen, we all were at that point at one time in our life, and I'm not going to act like I wasn't one of them guys that used to push the envelope. That probably should have been in some nasty accidents, but by the grace of God, I wasn't, and I'm thankful for that. But at some point in time, you have to realize the danger you're putting yourself in. The Cleveland Browns need to sit down and have a conversation with him. Like seriously, somebody that he respects their input and decision has to have a conversation with him at this point in time. Love what he does on the field. Yeah. I don't want to wake up one morning and hear Myles Garrett is no longer with us because he was in some type of auto accident.
Why don't the 53rd man on the roster, 52nd man on the roster, 51st man why don't you see them making the news? Because they can't. Not saying they want to, but they don't do that. Some of these guys got fast cars, real fast. Yeah. But they realize I am not here to wave a black flag over this organization. I don't want to be making the news for things that have nothing to do with football. I don't want to be a sore thumb. And for Myles Garrett, you are the face of the Browns. That's regardless of Deshaun Watson. That's regardless of Shador. That's regardless of Dylan Gabriel. It's you. And if you just broke the sack record. Now you breaking records on the motor. You just mentioned it. Call Fletcher Cox. Call the Cleveland Motor Speedway and say, hey, how many times a month can I come out here and just let off some steam? Right? I used to go, when I lived in Nashville, Stephen, I used to go to the firing range. Now, they told us, when you go to the firing range, you let off one and you breathe. You let off one. Was I doing that? No. I come in. I'm probably having a bad day. I come in. I rent one of theirs. I could have brought mine in, but that barrel gonna be smoking when I get done. So I'll come in. They'll say that go be in. I'll get about 4 or 5 clips, and it's like something off a movie. I'm like do clip out, do. I'll do it. Now, am I breaking the rules? Yes. Were they supposed to kick me out? Yes. Were they supposed to tell me not to come back? Yes. But none of those things happen because they go, Ben, yeah, so I am not putting myself in the caliber of Myles Garrett. What I am saying is you got to know when you can break the rules and when you cannot. And Myles, that ain't the way, man, because 90-something is what they said you was going this time. What is
he's already been clocked at over 100. He's already been clocked at over 100.
We gotta do better than that. Gotta do better.
Yeah. And speaking of doing better, we were talking about your boy Pitts, right? He is not happy with his brothers in the Shield. So Kyle Pitts reveals that he was one of only 7 former NFL players to show up at Rondale Moore's funeral after he passed away. 7. Yeah, he's right. He got a reason to be upset. He got a reason to be calling out his brothers of the Shield. 7, yeah, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. We gotta do better, guys.
That is number one, Kyle. I appreciate you speaking out. Let me tell you what Kyle Pitts just realized. Football players aren't friends. We show ain't family. So all that 1, 2, 3 family. That's just what we say after practice because it sounds good. It's real quick. Family on 3, family on me. 1, 2, 3, family. The hardest thing for a professional football player to realize is it's just business. And it took me understanding that because college and pro don't mix. I loved my teammates in college, my recruiting class, the guys I got to play with, the guys that came before me, the guys that came after me, because they help you navigate college. I'm forever indebted to the class of 2000, but I was also indebted to the class of 2001, 2002, and 2003 because they came behind me, and it was my obligation as a teammate to show them how we do things. And I use my example through how I did what I did and not what I said. Kyle Pitts was pissed because Kyle Pitts is like, hey, man, y'all had a lot to say with your tweets. Y'all calling me, texting me, checking on me, but you don't show up for him. And guess what? I don't care if you had plans. I don't care if it inconveniences you. I don't care if you don't like funerals. Kyle Pitts just realized how fake a lot of these players are. And the NFL is no different than your job that you work at. You probably ain't friends with your coworkers. Y'all sure don't hang out. They sure don't know where you live. But if one of y'all passed away and y'all was talking and y'all was tight, I would hope that you would show up. Because yes, we're not family, and most of us definitely aren't friends. But what's up with all this NFL brotherhood? What's up with all that? Why do I say that? When Steve McNair passed, I was no longer in the NFL. I did watch the funeral. It was a lot of dudes, man. I got the chance to play with Steve McNair for 2 years. I wasn't close with him. I got to know him a little better my second year than my rookie year, man. That thing was a blur. I couldn't remember. But I remember Ray Lewis, Vince Young, Eddie George, Derek Mason, and Brad Hopkins, and Bruce Matthews, and all these former players that got to play with him. And I'm watching. It's killing these dudes. I wish I would have gotten to know Mac more, but it sounds like a situation with Kyle Pitts. It was deeper than that. Like they really knew each other. They rocked with each other. And they was like, hey man, where y'all at? Oh man, Kyle Pitts, I appreciate that.
And here's the other side of it. I think Kyle's right, but also I think a lot of times players avoid that stuff because it makes them realize their own mortality, that life is short, and that's something they don't want to. That's an emotion and a feeling they don't want to have to deal with quite yet. So we all deal with that type of stuff in our own way. Some of them, maybe they sent a check to his family. Some of them maybe did took care of this, took care of that. That was their way of dealing with it. But I get where Kyle's coming from, because if that was really your brother, you'd have been there. So I mean,
well, and Kyle could also be saying this. I think that's what he's really saying. Are we really cool? Because the way y'all treated Rondé, that's how I was there for this stuff. So should I take a step back and just keep it business, right? Because see, that's hard. It's hard when you build a certain way, Steven, and then you get to the NFL, and they say, man, don't do this, don't do that. And you thinking they being me. I remember when I got drafted, and we ended up with my rookie class, and we had a big old rookie class, man. I mean, we had 40 guys that was going to be coming back on the team. We drafted 14 guys in my draft class. I was the first of 14, and we had to cut one of our draft picks. And they told me, don't make friends with these draft. They talking about the free agents, and I'm like, well, come on, bro. Because they saying don't get attached because they're going to be gone. And because most of us have never gone through cuts before. My first, so my rookie year, but I was tight with some of those dudes, man. They helped me get through training camp with the heat and the terminology and the coaching and just the stress of it. So if I'm talking to Kyle, which I am, I'm saying, dude, don't change who you are because they ain't who you thought they were. Be you, just it's crazy.
10 toes down, staying on business, my friend. I want a couple more. I want to get through real fast. Now. This is a fun one, right? We all love our movies, right? Yep. So we came across this list. Now, we've seen a lot of football movies. So who are your best football players of all time in a fictional movie history, right? The funny part is there's an actual there's an actual person or two actual real people on this list. Is the funny part. Obviously, Bobby Boucher's up there. Rod Tidwell's up there. Julius Campbell is a real person. Julius Campbell's a real person. Earl Meggett, Vontae Mack, Paul Crewe, Petey Williams for the Giants, Deacon Moss, longest yard. Actually, that's a real football player, but that is a fictional person. Forrest Gump, Rudy, another actual person, right? I'm just sitting there saying, where's the guys from the program?
I'm about to say, that's the first thing I was going to jump.
Where's Alvin Mack? Where's Alvin Mack?
Man, this thing here is cool, but
who are some of your favorite not fictional players from some of our favorite movies? There's nobody in there from why am I forgetting the name of this movie all of a sudden? The one with Al Pacino. I'm forgetting.
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, Any Given Sunday. Why is no one on that list, right? Why ain't Stephen Willie Beeman on there?
Listen. Darnell Jefferson off the program. Oh my else, man. I mean, that he jumps out. Jesus Shuttlesworth, you know what I'm saying? Ray Allen on the program. On He Got Game. You can pick. I mean, you can pick any kid off the Little Giants. God, I was a Little Giants fan. I mean,
Icebox.
Any Icebox, you know what I'm saying? The Bad News Bears. I love them kids growing up. The Sandlot.
Yeah.
Smalls. That's the same guy. I will say this. The Friday Night Lights, right? Boy, it's that's
a great Falco from The Replacements.
It's the program was such a crazy movie, but that's
really how the program was special for real.
Neon, freaking Shaq, all freaking blue chips. What?
Yeah.
I will say this: blue chips. You talk about the program. The program, that's really how recruiting is. Like you got a really, really pretty girl, like as part of like your host. I mean, she ain't Halle Berry now. Oh my F. I'm just telling you. I mean, think about Oh my F, man. You get off the bus and that go Halle Berry standing. You're like, I'm going here. I am going here. I don't care what the mascot is. I don't care what the record was.
Joe Kane. Good old Joe Kane.
You know what? One of my favorite movies is Gridiron Gang with The Rock. Really, really good movie.
Yeah, that was.
But it's too many. It's too many to name. Stephen, because Willie Beeman. My name is Willie Beeman. Willie Beeman. Lawrence Taylor was the freaking middle linebacker.
Shark boy, yeah.
Bill Bellamy.
Yeah, when the scene where he cuts his car in half is the funniest.
He said, "Oh, he's on football. You got the offense and you got the defense. Don't you just they hold it?" I said, "Did you? What do you get a chainsaw that big? Did you just cut my car in half?" And you know what's crazy? In a place like Miami, that is not far fetched. Cameron Diaz is the owner. Al Pacino is the coach. What? Dennis Quaid is the starter, and freaking Jamie Foxx is the backup. LL Cool J is the starting runner. Who are these?
That's also not to forget. T.O. was in that movie.
T.O. was in the movie. They got the sharks. They're going like this. Look. Any Given Sunday. Yes, it's sensationalized. Yeah, but it was beautiful cinema. It made you want to be a shark. It's a guy that his eye was on the field, and they pick it up and put it on some ice, and they kept playing. Hey man, Willie Beeman is up there. Like I said, Jesus Shuttlesworth grew up watching Ray Allen. Darnell Jefferson, as I said. You talk about Any Given Sunday, sunshine. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know what I'm saying? It's strong side, left side, Bertier. You know what I'm saying? No. So, yeah, This is right up my alley because Stephen, as guys, we love movies. Our ladies walk around and go, why do y'all know these lines like this? No, why don't you know the line? You don't know the line in that movie? Or you like that helps us get through. We could be in a random place. Bobby will always be. Because Mama said, here medulla oblongata. Well, Mama said the reason why the alligators get mad because they got all the teeth with no toothbrush. What? Nah, it's sports movies are it. Rudy is obviously up there, but no, man, Invincible. I'm sorry. Vince Papale, it will not get better than that. It's bigger than the fact that he made the team. It's bigger than that. It's you call your partner up there that try to help you get your car started up and ain't nothing wrong with it. He like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You still go do your backyard games and you an NFL player. Dude, that's because to me, he goes, hey man, now that you a player, I know I got the Giants on Sunday, but I'm gonna see y'all later on tonight. I respect Invincible is Invincible.
Yeah. Granted, we already talked to Vince. There's a bunch of stuff that didn't happen the way they happened. Things they said in the movie that wasn't fiction, but we go through that all the time. Like Moneyball. Like, I don't know if you seen your boy David Justin tearing apart Moneyball. Like he's like, none of that happened. None of that happened.
David, listen, Moneyball and Invincible will make you root for the Eagles and the freaking A's. If you keep on watching it, you're gonna start doing something. People say, Ben, you ever think you can root for the Mets? No. You talking about anyway? No, it's but you know what?
Rooting for. I got somebody who I'm rooting against in life moving forward. This is going to grind your gears, brother. So came across this one a few weeks ago. I think today's the right one. So Jason Williams with his hating ass, right, is basically saying there. Kobe was incredible, right? It was an incredible Laker, but there's no way he could put him in the top 10, top 15 all time. There's just simply no reason against it. How top 15, what are you talking about? He's at the least top 6.
Yeah, Jay White Chocolate, Jay Williams. Listen, I know you went to Florida, right? I know you had a chance to play, I think with Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me, Jay Will. Listen to me. Don't do this. Like, I get it. You do the podcast and thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't do this. You can't say everything, you feel. Because it's a feeling. Feelings aren't facts. If Kobe Bryant, okay, Bam, last night scored 83 points. He's number 3 on the all-time scoring list. Who was number 2? Oh, that was Kobe Bryant, right? So Kobe scored 81 against Jalen Rose and them. He scored 83. Listen to me. Kobe Bryant has not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 of them things. Kobe Bryant, most people don't even know what the mama mentality is, but they believe what it is because Kobe is the mama. Jay Will, listen to me. Listen, once again. Opinions aren't facts, just like feelings ain't. If Kobe Bryant isn't a top 6, 7 player, who is? I get LeBron. I get Mike. Who are you going to put over Kobe? Over him. Well, I don't want to hear nowhere else. Well, Kobe won 3 in a row with Shaq. Shaq was the Finals MVP in all 3 of those, and then Shaq will go on to win another Finals with the Heat, where Dwayne Wade was the Finals MVP. Then Kobe will go on to win 2 more MVPs of the Finals without Shaq. Please don't do this. He was a lifer with one team. Paul Gasol, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Jay Will, love you, appreciated your game, but in the words of my daddy talking to my mama, you wrong.
Yeah.
You dead wrong. And I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know if y'all trying to get clicks. I don't know if you're trying to sell your new podcast or sell some merchandise. You ain't gonna sell it like this. You could go in any barbershop, you can go in any news station, you can go anywhere and say Kobe Bryant's not a top 15 talent. That person's gonna say you're crazy. Stevie Wonder will tell you you're crazy. Ray Charles will say you're crazy. and they can't even see. Stop it.
Listen, I may be biased because he's a Philly guy, but listen, it's much further than that. Like it's like me sitting there saying that Emmitt Smith or Michael Irvin weren't Hall of Famers because they were Cowboys. It's like stop sitting there trying to make something the reality just because there's something that you don't like him. You don't like how he talked to you or like how he viewed you or what things that he said to you. Stop making your feelings trying to make them facts. That's not how life works.
We gotta
that's
do that.
Not how life works. Listen.
Keep your legacy alive.
Kobe's anywhere between 6 to 8 all time, in my opinion.
Kobe Bryant.
Listen, it's a fluid thing because we can always make arguments for this person, that person. I said it's one of the things we can always. It'll be a never-ending conversation of debate for everybody. So. We always argue all kinds of stuff. We're still having this conversation that LeBron, people still think LeBron's the GOAT because he's won 4 championships in this era. That means nothing to me. Yes, he won it in a era that you have super teams. I get that, but how he's gone about his game and how he does certain things is why he isn't. He is a generational talent, but he's not that. Kobe Bryant, he it's just like Michael Jordan is his airness, as you were talking about, has that other thing, that it factor. He had that killer willingness to compete, and it didn't matter who he was competing against.
Yes.
He had to be number one, and that's why maybe numbers wise, whatever, you can make arguments for other people. He is not outside of the top 10 NBA players of all time.
Kobe Bryant.
There's a lot of people that deserve to be in that conversation.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant did 2 things, Stephen. I'm leaving it at this. Kobe Bryant, just like LeBron, said, "Hey man." Some people say, "Man, is he better than Mike?" I remember when it was a Kobe versus Mike, then it became LeBron versus Mike. And people always say, "Who should be the NBA logo? Should it be Kobe? Huh?"
It definitely shouldn't be LeBron. If it was, it's going to be LeBron flopping on the floor like a flounder.
Kobe Bean Bryant did something that 2 things that he never did. He never cheated the game, right? And he never made excuses. Never. I respect Kobe for playing the game the right way, never cheating the game, and Kobe, load management. Get your behind out there, man. What you mean you ain't playing tonight?
Kobe tore his Achilles and still finish shooting his free throws.
Walked up to the line and shot them free throws and walked
off. And now the other guys, anytime you see someone else do it, well, they screaming on the court, grabbing their leg. Kobe Bryant was a different animal in every sense.
Kobe Bryant breaks his right finger. He tapes it. He started shooting with his left. He's a different. Jay Will. Yes, man. You got a great rapport, great reputation, great legacy. Don't do this.
Yeah, right.
Kobe Bryant not that good and not in the top 15. Stop it. You can't name 4 players better than Kobe. 4 of them. Stop
it. Now, as we're up against the end of this one, final thoughts before we wrap this one up, Ed. Parting shots. The floor is yours, brother.
Love the fact that we are in the midst of free agency in the National Football League. Love the fact that teams are positioning themselves to make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. But here's reality. If you weren't a playoff team in 2025, you're probably not going to be a playoff team in 2026. If you can't beat the Eagles in the NFC, you can't win the Super Bowl. If you can't beat teams like the Kansas City Chiefs or the Denver Broncos or Lamar Jackson and company or the Buffalo Bills in the AFC, you can't win it. So while perception looks good on paper, football players have to play on the field. So I know it looks good. And until Howie Roseman stops making calls, be very, very nervous. Very nervous.
We're going to see what happens. I'm good where everything's at. Hurts losing some of these guys, but comp picks you get back are always going to be Howie's go-to in these situations. You don't overpay to kind of retain your players at times. And, there was no way the Eagles was going to offer, Jalen Phillips that type of contract. I thought that Reed Blankenship, maybe there was a way you could kind of try to keep him especially, you know, we breaking up the exciting whites over here in Philadelphia. You know, we went from two white boys that can play defense on the back end to one. So listen, you know, made love to these guys. You know, wish, you know, Nakobe Dean all the best. You know, wish Jahan Dotson all the best. You know, Jalen Phillips, you know, and obviously, you know, just talking about Reed there, you know, recomp that in picks and continue to draft well, and you know, we're gonna be all right. I'm not worried about this team just yet. Obviously, you still got to play the season, but if the recent trends go anywhere, you know, this is a revenge tour for the Eagles offense, and Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley, they all sound excited for what this offense is going to bring. So you don't win championships by winning free agency.
Facts.
So, you know, you can't buy championships like you do in other sports. Baseball. But listen, yeah, always fun being on here with you, brother. And we're gonna continue to do fun things here on the network. You know, we're getting closer to our 2K subscribers here on YouTube. You know, more fun content, more giveaways. So appreciate everyone for tuning in, and you know, appreciate our you know, our sponsor Fight Wax. Again, you know, we're going to be doing some more fun stuff with them as well. So keep your guys' eyes peeled on what's going on, and becoming a regular now. Going to big shout out to you know, RM Dizzle 412 underscore the Mad Yinzer. He's been commenting on a few of our programs. So, you know, we may be getting some more regular guys in the chat there. You know, hopefully we can get some more people in there, start doing some more reactive streams to what we're doing that way. Love the content that we're bringing, guys. Make sure you're tuning in for all our programs, not just the fan in the end, not just, you know, Real and the Rare when I'm doing the combat sports interviews. You know, Inside the Pigskin, you know, the programming we got Wednesday and Thursday nights between Scott and our resident Bentley, Miss Candy. So we're gonna continue to do our things. Appreciate everyone's support. You know, and just stay tuned, my friends. We're going a lot more fun stuff here on.
Bro, man, praying for you and the missus, man. Praying for you and the missus.
Yeah. And if Marvin, if you do catch this, you know, thoughts and prayers with you and yours, and hopefully it's a relatively easy procedure today, and you know, you guys are enjoying the rest of your evening, the week, etc. But as far as today, appreciate everyone's time. I'm Steve. That was Ben. This was the Fan in the End, and we will catch you guys next week, my friends. Peace on out.